a guy to get a girl, all he has to do nowadays is just be a gentleman. Like, it's that simple. Open the door, pay for dates, shake a dad's hand, like, pick the girl up at her house. Like, put good effort in. And when you put good effort in, you're gonna get, like, a good girl.
Wow, I bet you guys didn't know it was that easy. All you have to do is be nice and shake her dad's hand and take her out on a date, and you are golden. These kind of things always crack me up because women really don't understand the level of effort that men have to put into themselves in order to even be attractive to a woman, number one, but approaching them and planning a date and all that. They're simply projecting their own psychology onto men because really all women want to do is look hot and show up on time, and that's it. That's all they really have to do. But overall, women think that men have it really easy dating and they have it very difficult dating. And I'm going to show you some examples in just a second. But if you guys need my personal coaching, just head over to my website at soa.fm and click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that there's several options for you to choose from. I offer phone coaching for my North American clients, and I offer Zoom coaching for my clients outside North America, and that's anywhere in the world. But let's get on with it and see what these women have to say.
Okay, here's why dating is so much harder for a woman than a man. In heterosexual relationships, the older I get, the more that I realize that the difference between women and men when they date is tied to the fact that women don't feel like they deserve the partner they want. Because they haven't lost that elusive 5 pounds or climbed the corporate ladder high enough or done enough yoga to become so zen that they don't react to a chad's bad behavior and instead go do more yoga. Because bending ourselves into a meditative pretzel is somehow going to solve the fact that we're single and frustrated about being single. As far as I can tell, heterosexual men rarely feel like I'm not good enough for the woman that I want, and instead mean I want to go find a better woman than the one that I have when they tell you that I'm not ready for a relationship. And while I'll always advocate for self-improvement, it's also totally okay to love who you are even if you're not where you want to be, because the best version of yourself is not the only version of yourself that deserves a beautiful life. So if all you do today is watch this video and then go eat a tub of cookie dough and then try to make yourself feel better that at least it was vegan cookie dough, then realize that this version of yourself still deserves the man who loves and respects you, because the best version of yourself is the honest version. Cheers.
So what do you say, men? Do you think that you're good enough for any woman that you want out there? Again, like I've said in many of my past reaction videos, many of these videos are directed towards a specific man or just the men that they want. And what I mean by that are the good-looking, wealthy men. So, of course, those men aren't going to feel inadequate when it comes to an attractive woman. But she's talking about how women feel inadequate for the men that they want. But I would argue that women are a little delusional in the type of men that they think that they deserve. At least many of the videos that I've seen online, a lot of these women think that they're 10s. And I think part of that, at least, is because they think by saying that they're a 10, that makes them come across as confident, when in reality, it makes them come across as completely delusional. And they don't understand that being confident, what that really means is being a 6 and being completely fine with that and not feeling inadequate. But part of the reason why these women think that they deserve these guys that are 9s and 10s is most likely because at some point, one of those guys, one of those very good-looking, wealthy, high-value, high-status men actually slept with one of them. So now they think that, hey, I could get one of those guys, but they don't understand how men operate. Where women tend to look for men that are above them in terms of sexual market value, men, we just kind of sleep around. And what I mean by that is we don't necessarily go for women that are above us in sexual market value. And as an example, if you're, let's say, a 7, chances of you sleeping with a 10 are highly, highly unlikely. Okay. And I'm not trying to burst anyone's bubble here, but it's just the facts. It's reality. But we will sleep with other 7s, maybe occasionally an 8, or sometimes 5s and 4s. Like I said, we sleep around. We might not actually get in a relationship with those women, but we don't go for women that are above us. Or I should say, sometimes we do go for those women that are above us, but we don't actually get with those women. But my whole point here is some of these women think that they deserve these super high status, high value men. And their only proof of that is they were able to sleep with one of them. And as men, we're not that difficult to get us to sleep with a woman. Hell, most men will sleep with any woman that will have them. Some men have standards when it comes to that, but a lot don't. But we got several videos in this particular video, and so let's get on to the next one.
If dating makes you feel miserable as a guy, that is 90% a skill issue and 10% a possible logistics issue. We actually have it a lot easier than women do on this front because we're expected to make the first move. This means we only have to date women we're crazy about, as opposed to women who often have to filter lots of crappy men out before they get to the gold ones. There are better ways to date as a man, and the men in the replies haven't learned how to do it yet. So they end up spending all their time in manosphere bitching circles. I love this point that he made because I didn't even think about that. He is so right. Typically, culturally, men are the ones that pursue women in our culture. Meaning you only have to go after the ones that you actually like. We're the ones that have to be working through all the goddamn frogs. Like, you really do have that benefit. And it's like, and you're mad because you chose one that you don't like? Or you're mad that you chose one who doesn't like you back? That's...
I thought this one was kind of funny because she has it actually completely backwards, okay? Yes, men tend to approach women and get the ball rolling in terms of going out on a date or getting involved in some sort of courtship or relationship. And yes, we do choose the women that we approach. She's making it sound like we always pick winners, which we don't. And the reality is women are actually the choosers. She's making it sound like they have no choice but to go out with all these frogs that never quite live up to her standards. But I think any man out there can agree that not all women say yes when we want to take them out. In fact, most women that we're interested in aren't interested in us. So in a way, we do get to choose by the women that we approach or start talking to or ask out on a date. But most guys end up with whatever girl will have them, as sad as that sounds. Women actually have the choice. They have all the options. They have guys throwing themselves at them constantly. And like I said, she's making it sound like they have no choice but to go out with all these guys and have to filter out through all of them. No, they say yes to the men that they're attracted to. And sometimes it turns out that that guy was not worth it at all, probably most of the time for women. Just because for all of us, dating is a numbers game. You want to date as much as you can. So not only can you figure out what you want in a woman and what you don't want in a woman, because you're going to find a lot more of that, but also so you could filter out through all the women that are interested in you. And I've said in past videos before that you should be dating multiple women as much as you can. When I say that, I don't mean cheating in a relationship, in a committed relationship. I mean dating. And dating is just so you can get to know each other so you can decide if you want to be in a relationship with that person. And in most cases, that relationship is supposed to be leading towards marriage. And this guy that she was reading here, let me see if I could back up on this a little bit. Okay, so she has this guy. I don't know who this guy is, but he seems to be one of those, male feminists or white knights that are sticking up for women and how tough they have it out there. But he does have some points that, a lot of the issues that men have with dating or women in general is just because they're inexperienced and they don't have the skills to know how to take it to the next level. And that's what guys like me are for. Help you understand that and help you grow and help you become that high value man that women just want to be around you and date you and getting into a relationship with you. But perhaps this guy is a guy with really good game. I mean, like I said, I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's from the manosphere or in the red pill circles or whatever. Never heard of him before. Maybe he is a dating coach too. But he is completely wrong where he says, this means we only have to date women we're crazy about. I mean, do you guys get to date the women that you're crazy about? I mean, obviously, once in a while we do. But I can't speak for other men, but there has been times where I thought a woman was really attractive, and I went out on a couple dates with her, and I was like, oh, my God, this girl is a wacko. I was certainly not crazy about her. So I really don't think this guy really knows what he's talking about. Like I said, he does have a point that there is a skill issue there. But he's making it sound like this is all men's fault that women just can't find a good man. No, it's because women choose bad men. Sometimes they choose some good ones. Obviously, there's some happy marriages out there. And like she said, she's probably going to have to date some bad ones to find some good ones, but that's true for all of us.
I feel like it's like so easy nowadays for like men to pull women. Like it's way easier than guys realize. Like for guys who aren't like pulling or like there aren't girls that they like, it's so obvious. For a guy to get a girl, all he has to do nowadays is just be a gentleman. Like it's that simple. Open the door, pay for dates, shake a dad's hand, like pick the girl up at her house, like put good effort in. And when you put good effort in, you're gonna get like a good girl. Like, I don't know if that sounds bad. Like, if you're just only asking girls to Netflix and chill, and then you're only getting girls to Netflix and chill, and then you're wondering why they're not very committed to a relationship with you, why are you surprised? You asked her to Netflix and chill. Like a girl that's gonna, like, expect, like, a date and, like, being treated properly, going to also, like, usually, typically treat you well, too. And the reason it's like this is because there are, like, much less gentlemen nowadays, in my opinion.
Yep, that's the problem. Men just don't put in any effort. They're not gentlemen. And it's so easy, guys. You just have to open the door and be a gentleman, and she will just throw herself at you. And again, this is most likely directed towards a specific man or a couple of men that she's been involved with that didn't act like gentlemen towards her. And it was the guys that she liked that weren't putting in the effort. Because I know I talk to a lot of you guys, okay? And I know that the vast majority of you guys, you put in a lot of effort to get a girl and keep a girl. And this girl and the other ones are complaining that you don't do enough. But that's because she's not paying attention to those guys. She's paying attention to the hot guys that don't have to put in the effort because they have several other girls that are trying to get their attention too. And that's what I was saying in some of my other videos, that if you're dating multiple women, you don't have to work so hard and try so hard to keep a girl and get hung up on one specific girl that just isn't giving you the time of day. So this girl is complaining about the guys that she wants not putting in the effort, but she's not talking about 20, 30 men in her lifetime that have been texting her and trying to get to know her and giving her flowers and opening up the door for her and going over to meet her dad and helping her move her furniture. She's not talking about those guys. So her complaining about guys not putting in enough effort and being a gentleman is just completely laughable. And these women in this video so far have been talking about how men have it so much easier than women do. When I hear about all the effort that you guys put into trying to get a girl or to keep a girl, and she's just sitting back deciding if she wants to text you back or not. No, men certainly have it much more difficult than women do. Again, they're projecting their psychology onto men. Women just have to look good and show up, where men have to do all the planning, behind the scenes. And this doesn't mean that you should be explaining this to women how much you have to do, because the truth is women don't want to see the man behind the curtain. Okay. They want to see that this is effortless for you. And it's just happens. It's some magic thing that came into their life and just brought these two people together and they just fell madly in love. Women love that idea of it just happened. And I actually did a video a while back ago called Women Want a Magical Love Story, something like that, where I explain all this. Because women have to think that there's some sort of magic that just brought you together. It was fate. The truth is they don't understand that behind the scenes, we're actually doing quite a bit. And we do quite a bit to bring them this magical love story that they want. But they think all you have to do is just be nice, be a gentleman. That's all it takes. I have more proof for you here too.
Women have dating on easy mode. You guys have that shit on easy mode.
Okay, like maybe like a woman can have like really easily, but to actually date and to find a man that's going to commit to you and do all those things is extremely hard. Versus if you're a good man, and like the standards for a good man are the bare minimum, you could find a girlfriend like that.
Yeah,
from a woman to find a boyfriend, it's like, oh my god.
I mean, I don't think
if you're like a guy, like you have a little bit of game, right? you get a girl on a date. Like, girls are so easy to please. Like, just to be
Girls
nice.
women are easy to please.
Like, if you're just nice and like buy dinner, like I feel like you're good to go. Like as a guy, and like if she likes you, then it's like it's
just
that one
just buy dinner. That's it, guys. All you gotta do is buy dinner, be nice.
Yeah, the one.
You need a lot more
It's
than that.
because girls say what they want is a guy to like bring her flowers, like do all this stuff for her. But I swear, when a guy does that to a girl, she won't. She like might very well like might be like turned off from it.
Yeah, she's absolutely right there. That last girl talking. Women will say things like, I want a man who brings me flowers and takes me to dinner and does these nice things for me. And how many of you guys have done those things that women said that they want from a guy? I wish I could see you guys raising your hands, because I know there would be thousands of you raising your hand right now, because I've done those things. I've done those things too. And because of that, because of the times that I've done it and all of you that I've spoken to before, I know it doesn't work. At least it doesn't work in what you think it will do. It won't make a woman suddenly fall in love with you or suddenly be attracted to you. And if you follow me on social media, you probably have seen me say before that women's advice on women is always going to be what makes a woman feel comfortable, not what turns her on. Okay, so they'll say things like they want reassurance and flowers once a week and texting every day. But you do all this stuff and it will completely turn her off, because it takes away all the mystery, all the tension, all the challenge, and it just doesn't make her feel excited about you. But it will make her feel comfortable and loved. But a woman's not going to want to be with you exclusively just because you make her feel comfortable and loved. I mean, all the bad boys that women go for, I think, pretty much paints a pretty clear picture on the type of guys that women get turned on and excited about. And do you think these guys are bringing them flowers and calling and texting them every single day, telling them how much they love them and how much they want to see them? No, they're not doing any of those things, okay? Those women are fighting for those guys' attention. And as a result, those women are crazy about those guys. So never fall for that nonsense about, I want a guy that brings me flowers. Now, if a girl has reached girlfriend status or wife status in your life, she has earned that status in your life, then it's fine to occasionally do those things for her, but only do them when it's something that's from the heart. Don't do it because you're in trouble with them. Don't do it because they stop paying attention to you or you think they're talking to another guy. Because when you do that, that comes across as supplication, okay? And women are completely turned off by that. So when women say that they want flowers and candies and dinners, they want those from the guys that they're attracted to. That's what they're complaining about. They're not complaining about the guys that they're really not that attracted to that are doing all those things already for them. So just don't get that twisted, okay? Overall, these women tend to think that men have it really easy, and if they just did something, that these women would suddenly be in love with them and be the girlfriend that you've always wanted. And that we have it so much easier because we could pick and choose which women we want, but they have to, kiss a bunch of frogs in order to find the right guy, to find Prince Charming. But the reality is women don't want Prince Charming. They think they want Prince Charming, but they want that bad boy down the street. They want to tame him and turn him into her boyfriend. But they can't, because that guy has 3, 4, 5 other girls that all want his attention. So he doesn't really have to put in any effort into any of them, really. So they can bitch and complain all they want, but they have a bunch of guys that are willing to do these things for them. But the truth is, they just don't find those guys attractive. So they really can't complain that men never do this for them, because men are doing it for them all the time. Those men are just invisible to them, or not even on the radar. But I don't want you guys to start getting all angry and bitter about their opinions on men and whatnot. I just want you guys to understand that doing all these things that women are saying that they want is not going to get you anywhere, okay? Doing all those things creates affection in her. And affection can be like affection for a friend, or affection for a sibling, or affection for your dog. But what you really need is attraction. I mean, In a functional, healthy, loving relationship, you need both affection and attraction. But what most guys focus on and what most women say that they want is this affection. They're not even talking about the guys that turn them on and just light this fire of desire deep inside them. I mean, I almost never hear women talk about wanting that in a man. But that deep gut level attraction is what drives a woman to a man and vice versa. And it's that deep gut level attraction that keeps two people together. And that's what you guys want to aim for instead of, wondering how often you should text her or how often you should bring her flowers. You want to be stirring up attraction in her and maintaining that attraction. And that's what's going to keep a woman coming back for more. That's why they like those bad boys. Those bad boys are exciting. They stir up that gut level attraction inside them. And if you look at what those bad boys do, I think you'll see that it's not what society and women tell you that you should be doing. Women think they want this emotional stability, but the truth is that's partly what turns them on, that instability. If you guys like this video, please like and share it with your friends and family, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.